Hello, this is TSS Mani, Department of ECE, BVC Engineering College, Vadalrevu. Now I am going to present assembler directives of 8086 microprocessor. Coming to the introduction part, the assembly language programming is a simpler as compared to the machine language programming. The instruction mnemonics are directly written in the assembly language program. The programs are now more readable than that of machine language programs. The advantage of assembly language program than the machine language is that the address values and constants can be identified by the labels. If the labels are clear, then certainly the program will become more understandable, and each time the programmer will not have to remember the different constants and addresses at which they are stored throughout the program. Now, different logical segments and routines may be assigned with the labels rather than different addresses. The documentation facility, which was not possible with the machine language programming, is now available in the assembly language. An assembler is a program used to convert an assembly language program into the equivalent machine code modules, which may further be converted into executable codes. It decides the address of each label and substitutes the values for each of the constants and variables. It then forms the machine code for the mnemonics and data in the assembly language program. While doing these things, the assembler may find out syntax errors. The logical errors or other programming errors are not found out by the assembler. For completing all these tasks, an assembler needs some hints from the programmer, that is, required storage for particular constants or variables, logical names of the segment, types of different routines and modules, end of files, etc. These type of hints are given to the assembler using some predefined alphabetical strings called assembler directives, which helps the assembler to correctly understand the assembly language program to prepare the codes. And coming to the different types of assembler directives, the first one is end segment. This directive is used with the name of segment to indicate the end of that logical segment. Take one example called code ends, that means end of segment named code. Next, coming to the NP, that means end procedure. The NP directive put after the last statement of a program to tell the assembler that this is the end of the program module. The assembler will ignore any statements after the end directive. So you should make sure to use only one end directive at the very end of your program module. And coming to the assume, the assume directive is used to tell the assembler the name of the logical segment it should use for a specified segment. The statement assume CS code, for example, you should take, tells the assembler that the instruction for a program are in a logical segment named code. Take another example called assume DS data, tells the assembler that for any program instruction which refers to the data segment, it should use the logical segment called data. Next, coming to the DB, define byte. The DB directive is used to declare a byte type variable or set aside one or more storage locations of byte type byte in memory. Take one example, prices DB 49H, 98H, 29H. Declare array of 3 bytes named price and initialize them with the specified values. And take one more example called name DB BVCEC. Declare array of 5 bytes and initialize with ASCII codes. for the letters in BBC EC. And coming to the next assembler directive, DD, define double word. The DD directive is used to declare a variable of type double word or to reserve memory locations which can be accessed as type double word. Take one example. The statement array DD 25629261H will define a double word named array and initialize the double word with the specified value when the program is loaded into memory to be run. The low word 9261H will be put in a memory at lower address and then higher word. Next, coming to the DQ, next assembler directive, define code word. The DQ directive is used to tell the assembler to declare a variable 4 words in length to reserve 4 words of storage in memory. Take one example. The statement big underscore number DQ 243598740192 A9 2BH will declare a variable named big underscore number and initialize the 4 words set aside with the specified number when the program is loaded into memory to be run. Next, coming to the DT, define 10 bytes. The DT directive is used to tell the assembler to declare a variable which is 10 bytes in length or to reserve 10 bytes of storage in memory. Take one example. Packed underscore BCD DT 11223344556677889900 will declare an array named packed underscore BCD which is 10 bytes in length. It will initialize the 10 bytes with the values 112233445566778899 and 00 when the program is loaded into memory to be run. And coming to the next assembler directive, DW, that is define word. The DW directive is used to tell the assembler to define a variable of type word or to reserve storage locations of type word in memory. Take one example. Multiplier DW437AH. Declare a variable of type word named multiplier and initialize with the value 437AH when the program is loaded into memory to be run. And take one more example, that is words DW1234H, 3456H. Declare an array of 2 words and initialize them with the specified values, that is DW. Coming to the EQU, that is equate. EQU is used to give a name to some value or symbol. Each time the assembler finds the given name in the program, it replaces the name with the values or symbols you equated with that name. Suppose take one example, factor equate 03H at the start of your program, and later in the program you write the instruction statement add AL comma factor. And coming to the next assembler directive, length. Length is an operator which tells the assembler to determine the number of elements in some named data item such as string or an array. When the assembler reads the statement move cx comma length string 1 will determine the number of elements in string 1 and load into cx. If the string was declared as a string of bytes, length will produce the number of bytes in the string. If the string was declared as word string, length will produce the number of words in the string. And coming to the next assembler directive, offset. Offset is an operator which tells the assembler to determine the offset or displacement of a named data item, a procedure from the start of the segment which contains it. When the assembler reads the statement move bx comma offset prices, it will determine the offset of the variables prices from the start of the segment in which prices is defined and will load this value into bx. Next, coming to the pointer ptr. The ptr operator is used to assign a specific type to a variable or label. It is necessary to do this in any instruction where the type of the operand is not clear. When the assembler reads the instruction incbx, for example, it will not know whether to increment the byte pointed to bx. We use the ptr operator to clarify how we want to assembler to code the instruction. Take one example. inc byte ptr bx tells the assembler that we want to increment the byte pointed to bx. And take one more example. inc word ptr bx tells the assembler that we want to increment the word pointed to bx. The ptr operator assigns the type specified before ptr to the variable specified after ptr. And coming to the next assembler directive, PROC, that is procedure. The PROC directive is used to identify the start of procedure. The PROC directive follows a name you give the procedure. After the PROC directive, the term near or the term for is used to specify the type of the procedure. Coming to the next assembler directive, NP, and procedure. The directive is used along with the name of the procedure to indicate the end of procedure to the assembler. Next, coming to the next assembler directive, name. The name directive is used to give a specific name to each assembly module when program consisting of several modules are written. And coming to the next assembler directive, label. As an assembler assembles a section of data, declaration or instruction statements, it uses a location counter to keep a track of how many bytes it is from the start of a segment at any time. The label directive is used to give a name to current value in the location counter. The label directive must be followed by a term that specifies the type you want to associate with that name. If the label is going to be used as the destination for a jump or call, then the label must be specified as a type near or type far. If the label is going to be used to reference the data item, then the label must be specified as a type byte, type word or type double word. That is about a label. Coming to the extrn external, the extrn directive is used to tell the assembler that the name or labels following the directive are in some other assembly modules. For example, if you want to call a procedure which in a program module assembled at a different time from that which contains the call instruction, you must tell the assembler that the procedure is external. The assembler will then put this information in the object code files so that the linker can connect the two modules together. Suppose take an example, extrn divide for. It tells that assembler that divide is a label of type for in another assembler module. Name or labels referred to as external in one module must be declared public with the public directive in the module in which they are defined. Coming to the next assembler directive, public. Large programs are usually written as several separate modules. Each module is individually assembled, tested and debugged. When all the modules are working correctly, their object code files are linked together to form a complete program. In order for the modules to link together correctly, any variable's name or label referred to in other modules must be declared public in the module in which it is defined. The public directive is used to tell the assembler that a specified name or label will be accessed from other modules. An example in the statement public divisor dividend, which makes the two variables divisor and dividend available to other assembly modules. Coming to the next assembler directive, sort. The sort operator is used to tell the assembler that only 1 byte displacement is needed to code a jump instruction in the program. The destination must be in the range of -128 bytes to plus 127 bytes from address of the instruction after the jump. Next, coming to the type. The type operator tells the assembler to determine the type of specified variable. The assembler actually determines the number of bytes in the type of the variable. For a byte type variable, the assembler will give a value of 1. For a word type variable, the assembler will give value of 2, and for a double word type variable, it will give value of 4. And coming to the next assembler directive, global. That means declare symbols as public or external. The global directive can be used in the place of public directive or in place of external directive. For a name or symbol defined in the current assembly module, the global directive is used to make the symbol available to other modules. The statement global divisor, for example, you should take, makes the variables divisor public so that it can be accessed from other assembly modules. So this completes the total description of assembler directives. Hope you should understand the concept of assembler directives. Thank you.